Hello everyone, welcome to Mystic Love Tarot. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope all of you are doing really well. I have been under the weather for quite some time and yeah, my voice may seem different. I know I will have to edit a large section of the reading because whenever I try to speak or whenever I get down to do a reading, I constantly cough. So let's see how it goes. Now, this is going to be a detailed reading about your spouse. We are going to ask the question, how will your spouse describe you? What do you mean to them? What are their thoughts about you? That is what we are going to tap into. Now, with that being said, I just want to say a huge thank you to each and every one for watching, sharing, commenting, for just supporting this channel. It means a lot to me. And I hope this reading makes you really filled with joy, excitement, and hope for the future for your spouse, because I feel this is going to be a fun reading. Yes, please remember this is a general and timeless reading. So whenever you stumble upon this video is when you are meant to watch this. And if you feel something is not resonating, please let it go. Do not try to apply to your situation. You will know if the messages are for you. It is going to flow. It will feel right. So we have 3 groups. So close your eyes and intuitively choose the one you are most drawn to. If you are called out to watch more than one, please go ahead and do that. You may find messages in there as well. And if something doesn't resonate, you can always pick a different pile. Okay? Let's get to your reading. We have a lot to talk about. Hello, Group 1. If you chose You Are My Star, welcome to your reading. So today we are asking the question, how will your spouse describe you? What would you mean to them? Okay. And it says, you are my star. So that is how they are going to describe you. But we are going to go into detail about the way they feel, what you mean to them, what do they like about you, and how do you enrich their life. Okay? I do have a warning. I have been under the weather, so my voice could break and it may seem different, but don't worry. I may cough in the middle and I hope we can make this work. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. Let's get on with your reading. Let's see what we have. I may have to talk really slowly, okay? So please bear with me. All right, let's talk about books and the Page of Pentacles. They see you as somebody who is highly intellectual. You have a lot of knowledge about different things, and they feel they always learn something new from you. You could be an avid reader, or you love poetry. I feel your work may involve reading books constantly to keep yourself updated. Your spouse also feels you are wise beyond your years and you are an eternal learner. And you are a curious soul who needs to continuously satisfy his or her desire to gain knowledge. You are also someone who is extremely focused and really patient. They also feel you are more of a homebody. You create magic at home. And you are not someone who tries too hard to impress people, or someone who wants attention, validation all the time. You are absolutely nothing like that. We also have Justice 2 times. You could be a Libra, or you are extremely well balanced. You believe in fairness, in equality. You could very well be in a profession which requires you to save, protect, and help others. You could be a lawyer, an activist, you could be in the police department, or you may work with the government to benefit the people or the society. They feel you play a brilliant role of a mediator, a peacemaker. You also have a unique understanding of how and when you need to prioritize different things in your life, and they are in awe of that. Sometimes you are extremely intimidating and intense. Okay, so these are their words, not mine, but I feel they are really turned on by that. You are great at giving advice or explaining things in a logical and easy way, something they surely appreciate. I'm hearing they feel extremely proud of the work you do. You really are an important personality, okay? You could be high up the ladder, a leader, an asset for your company. They love how independent and mature you are. They feel you are absolutely attractive and you take good care of yourself, your appearance, your diet, your body. They certainly see you as a disciplinarian. You follow a routine to efficiently manage different areas of your life. I'm hearing great taste. I feel it's about your choice of clothes or the way you decorate your house. Maybe you love antique pieces or artwork. You are very well put together, really elegant, and you look like royalty. You may like to wear headbands or hats, turbans, or a scarf to cover your head. Whether you are a man or a woman, it could be a cultural thing or something you really enjoy. They feel you have a strong personality, very intense energy. You can charm anyone and melt the coldest of hearts. They see you as a rarity, and perhaps you like rare objects, people, animals, food combinations, and you make it look like it belongs with you. You know, others may feel it's bizarre, but with you it feels as if you almost own it. Also have the Three of Swords. You are not afraid to turn someone down or reject something. You are not the person who would say yes just to please another individual. You don't mince your words, no sugarcoating. It is what it is. Not to say you are mean or cruel, you just give your honest opinion. And I feel it's very difficult for you to lie or make things up because you have a very transparent face. So it's difficult for you to hide your true emotions. They see you as someone who has become really strong. You don't internalize your negative emotions. If you face challenges, criticism, hardships, heartbreak, they feel you are a warrior. You have experienced loss and sadness, grief. Maybe you have overcome mental health issues, and that's why you try not to mislead people. You may feel telling the truth is far better than allowing them to stay in a delusional environment. Although you know your spouse would really appreciate if you could do it in a much more subtle way, because the world is not always ready for the truth, right? But you know, you have this urge to save everyone. You can't help it. And it often comes out, you know, you are the tough love kind of person. Yeah. Here we have the Seven of Swords, and you can see this person is taking away most of the swords, perhaps to stop the war. And you have a similar sort of an energy. Your spouse feels you have the ability to manipulate a situation to create a positive shift, especially if there's a stalemate. And you know, usually you are the one to initiate change because they feel a very tiny part of you is connected to your ego. So taking the first step is not difficult for you, as it is for many people, because it doesn't stroke your ego. Your spouse describes you as a conversational wizard. They feel people open up to you on their own, random people you meet for the first time. They just talk to you without feeling the need to hide something. They are very open and communicative, talkative in front of you, and that's why they feel as a parent your kids will be a lot more open, communicative, and expressive with you, because they will be able to speak to you about whatever they are feeling, their thoughts, their ideas, all kinds of negative emotions, without feeling burdened or judged. And that is something they admire the most. Okay, so Nine of Wands. What am I getting? Okay, so they feel you have an awareness. You know that there are people who have a habit of taking from you. So you have learned to establish boundaries even with your spouse whenever you need to. Initially, it could be difficult for them to understand where you come from, and in a second, I will tell you why. But I feel your spouse will say or do the right things. They will understand if you need a timeout or when you need your space and why you have to do things a certain way. They feel you have a few quirks, and they get to see it when you are stressed or when you tend to lose control and you are nearly drained, but you have the strength to keep going. You are passionate about living and not making a big deal about your mistakes, your failures. Although I feel your spouse takes charge when you feel stuck, it's a pretty symbiotic relationship, but they strongly feel you don't need them. You can't do it all alone, and sometimes it's extremely terrifying for them to realize how sufficient and complete you are as an individual. It's actually fascinating that you are not dependent on anyone, not even your spouse, and I feel that makes you such a unique and evolved being. It shows your inner strength and strong willpower, faith in yourself, something I feel we all are striving for, and your spouse is going to notice that in you. We have 10 of Wands and and the 10 of Swords in reverse. Right now I feel quite emotional. Your spouse believes you are quite extraordinary. You have been through it all. Probably you were not privileged as a child, or you have lost your loved ones. You have been struggling and fighting to reach the finish line and at the same time create new beginnings for yourself. And you have this unwavering faith that if you work hard now, no matter how tough it gets, you won't have to do it in the future, because the universe has given you a lot of things to be grateful for. They also feel you are someone who will finish what you have started. They almost feel a sense of lack in your presence, and not in a negative way. Sort of like you are the compass. If you are not there, they are lost without you. You are their North Star, and they get to experience different types of highs and lows with you. They certainly put you on a pedestal. You are far superior to them in terms of your knowledge, worldly experience, and approach towards life. And I am also sensing they have a lot of respect for you. Okay? If your spouse has to describe you in a sentence, they will say, you are the twilight of my life. I don't know why I heard that, but it's the period of time before sunrise and after sunset where neither completely dark nor it's completely lit. That's really poetic. So I feel maybe even they enjoy poetry, or maybe they use a lot of metaphors to describe you. And if you see here, we don't have the water element, the cup's energy, which represents emotions. So I feel they don't really talk about the kind of lover you are. What happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. That's not a topic of discussion when they have to describe you. They would use poetic words to talk about their feelings. They could say, you mean the world to me. And they feel privileged to know you at a deeper level because you are not everyone's cup of tea. Your spouse feels you are the kind of person who is loved and hated by people in equal measure, and they thank the lucky stars that you choose to love them every single day. Now, group 1, you affect them deeply. Your aura, your personality, your persona, your energy deeply enriches their life, and you can see they are not describing you in a superficial way. They are talking about the treasure that you are. This is such an incredible energy. I just want to thank your spouse for allowing me to tap into this energy where I get to talk about you from their perspective. Right now I'm looking at you from their lens, and it is absolutely the most amazing energy that I've been in. So thank you to you and your spouse, and thank you so much for being here. If this resonates, please don't forget to comment. Do let me know if this is what you resonate with. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Become a part of this amazing community, and I'm sending lots of love and light to you. Take care. Hello group 2, welcome to this reading. If you chose My Sunshine for Life, this is your reading. Today we are going to ask the question, how will your spouse describe you? What do you mean to them? And how will you enrich their life? Okay? So the simplest way they would like to describe you is my sunshine for life. But we are going to get into detail, what they love about you, how do they see you, their honest thoughts and feelings about you. Okay. I do have a warning for you. My health is not the best right now, so I will be speaking slowly. If my voice breaks or if it seems different, it's because I have been constantly coughing. So please bear with me, and I hope we make this work and you get to enjoy this reading. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, so we have the Builder and the Ace of Wands. Your spouse describes you as someone who has a lot of drive and desire to create. It doesn't have to be something grand. It's more about having the ability to do everything from scratch. You don't have a sense of entitlement. Even when you have resources, you are privileged. It really makes you happy when you do something by yourself. You could quite literally be a creator, a businessman, a woman. You see the potential to turn most things into something that can function, or something which is going to serve a purpose. You could also do a lot of DIY projects at home. They really admire your creative inputs, maybe to decorate the house or to style your husband or wife. I feel your spouse is someone who has a linear way of thinking or doing things. They like routine, order, discipline, and you sort of add colors, or bring a lively creative spark which totally shifts their energy. You are literally their muse because you bring passion, excitement, spark, sort of like their sunshine. They also describe you as somebody they can work with in a fun, light-hearted space. And that's a great compliment. When you can work really well with your spouse as a team without the power struggle. I'm hearing especially the not so fun activities like doing the taxes or making plans for the future or talking about budget. They love how involved you generally are. You take interest in different things even when you don't know something. You have this innate quality that you want to learn. Let's talk about the magician, and your spouse says there's something angelic about you. Probably you are extremely connected to source, or you somehow understand how to go about things when most people may not have it all figured out. The purity of your soul exudes in the way you talk or carry yourself. They feel you attract a lot of people, and it makes them want to keep you protected at all times. It's just a natural instinct, but they know you are not somebody who necessarily enjoys all the attention. You are extremely secure about who you are, and you take time to open up. When people flirt with you, it doesn't make you giddy or super excited. So, they are not insecure or jealous. They know there's a part of you, and they know you are intuitive. So, you can sense people, their intention, their energy way better than they can. Your spouse also describes you as their other half. You are quite literally the male or the female version of your spouse. I'm also feeling quite sensitive and emotional. They feel their world is incomplete without you. You are going to be one of those people, one of those couple who are married for a really long time, and you will continue to love each other, to grow and nurture this relationship even when you are old. And that right there is creating a legacy. Okay, environmentalist. It says you are an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. See, I told you, you are an earth angel. You have an angelic quality about you. They love that you care about nature. They also talk to their family or friends about the small eco-friendly changes you may have introduced in their life, which has made their life easier. It is good for the environment, lots of health benefits. I'm also hearing dietary changes, so something they want people to try and see how it truly affects their life. Maybe you are a vegetarian and your spouse would be a meat eater, and this person is going to slowly become vegetarian. Maybe start doing yoga and meditation with you, and something that they are really going to enjoy. They will feel a lot better, energized, and calm. So I feel along with you, they are also going to care about nature, animals, the environment, all of that. I am also sensing you have a habit of sharing your skills, knowledge, or resources with people, sort of like charity or community service. You come from humble beginnings and you are still connected to your roots. Your status, money, power has not changed who you are at the core of your being, and they feel you are truly generous and kind. You have a special connection with animals, or you have always had a pet. Your spouse may not be open to pets initially, but they are going to really enjoy being a pet parent. You know, group 2, the energy I'm getting from you is of someone who is an old soul, an earth angel, an empath. You are spiritual, and the distractions of the world, you know, money, power, hunger for more, always wanting to be seen, it has not really impacted you to be a part of the rat race. Having a clear conscience is more important to you, and that is something your spouse is going to learn from you. I feel you mean almost everything to your spouse. They will always show it to you. I feel a lot of people tell your spouse you are the best thing that could have happened to them. It makes them want to dance with joy. You bring peace and contentment in their life, something they have been searching for all their life until they met you. You have to understand, your spouse will never compare you with something else in their life. You know, they feel you are their most cherished accomplishment, a reward for their good deeds. And you know, you may feel this is too good to be true. It's all cliche, but they feel truly happy in your presence, and you can't always describe happiness in words. You are the embodiment of their manifestation. I don't know what else to say. I feel I just got tongue-tied for a moment there. This is euphoria. The Three of Wands in reverse. They often say you are not super ambitious. You are someone who is easily satisfied. You don't feel the need to expand or explore your options. You are not a hustler, or you don't necessarily work to earn, say, $1 million. Your spouse feels you have the skill to reach a certain height, but you will give it up to create a comfortable space for yourself. Okay? You sort of use that energy to create expansion within yourself, knowing how to take care of a crisis, knowing when you need to be patient because they feel you are somebody who can easily shift the energy in a room. You know, you can use a piece of your mind to bring this awareness to a large group of people, people who are struggling, people who are in the rat race, people who have lost their path. But either you internalize or you are doubtful about failing. You are not adventurous or a risk taker. For a lot of you, I'm sensing you are a very private person, kind of mysterious, mystic, and you feel your life experiences are sacred. You could be a Scorpio, and I feel you don't want people to know too much about how you are so calm and collected and why you are not anxious. And it's strange because your spouse is absolutely the opposite. They are ambitious, workaholic, always on the go, may lead a chaotic life, to be honest, traveling a lot, planning for the future. It seems to me they don't really take a break. Now let's talk about the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. One thing your spouse really loves about you is that you are a good listener. You give them a judgment-free space. Maybe you are good at texting, or you always send a note to your spouse every day without fail. They would describe you as someone who takes their time to move forward. You don't usually take shortcuts. You are a good planner, and usually you are going to keep working at something until it gains momentum. You don't get impatient. You don't make haste. And that is another thing they will learn from you. Now, another quality which makes you different from the rest of the crowd is that you don't need a lot of options. You invest in a project or into something knowing that this is going to work. It's not like you are going to jump from one thing to another if something doesn't work out. And in a world of options and varieties, you choose to stick to one. Your spouse feels you are virtuous, a high quality man or woman. You are not loud or dominating, or maybe uptight, or always wanting to be in the limelight. Not the generation of Instagram and Snapchat. As I said, you could be an old soul. You resort to old ways. Your approach towards life is what makes you different from the rest of the world, and that is something which is going to attract your spouse towards you, because there's a sense of serenity or calm, or just the way you think is multidimensional. Or as I said, your spouse could have linear thinking. They are more about the 3D, the experiences on earth, and you are much more spiritual. You believe in the multi-dimensional concept of life and being. So that is what makes this connection so interesting. We have the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, they know that you vibrate on a really high frequency. You represent the divine feminine. Whether you are a man or a woman, your spouse describes you as a wonderful parent and even amazing partner. You are somebody who believes in traditional gender-based roles, or maybe this is a part of your culture. You could be an African, Asian, Indian, some of you could be European, a close-knit family, taking care of your parents, having more than 3 kids, and having pets, living a minimalistic, eco-friendly life. And I feel your spouse is in admiration about the fact that you give a lot of importance to family values. So if you are a woman, you would like to take care of the house, raise well-behaved children, cleaning, cooking, taking care of your husband's needs. And if you are a man, you will be out in the world working really hard to create a sustainable foundation for your family, and you will be hands-on when it comes to plumbing or repair work, or mowing the grass, traditional roads. And I feel there is a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation from both sides. Your spouse will never take you for granted. For them, you are the only person they would want to create a legacy with, because you have the ability to co-create. You are going to help them build an empire. I am also seeing you two are going to lead a successful, happy, peaceful life, financially abundant, emotionally fulfilled, spiritually awakened, and your spouse will give you all the credit for all of this. Whatever you two accomplish together, they know you have put in a lot of effort, and they would feel you do a lot more than them. If they have to describe you in a sentence, they would say you are their life force who makes their life effortless. Now that's incredible. Thank you so much for being here. This is such a beautiful reading. There is a lot of love mixed with reality and practicality. You both are going to be amazing as a couple. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment to let me know what did you like and how this reading resonated. And don't forget to subscribe, become a part of this amazing community. I am sending lots of love and light to you. Take care. Hello group 3. If you have chosen incomplete without you, welcome to your reading. So today we are asking the question, how will your spouse describe you? What do you mean to them? And how would you enrich their life? Okay, this is going to be the basis of how they are going to describe you, but we will be going into detail. We will see what they like about you, what they love, what are their real honest thought about you, their feelings for you, okay, as a person, as their spouse. Yes, so that is what we are going to talk about. But before we begin, I just have to say, I have been under the weather for quite some time, and I am going to speak slowly. So if my voice breaks or if my voice seems a little different, it's because I have been coughing constantly while doing this reading. So I will have to edit a really large part of it. But I hope we can make this work. I hope you just bear with me. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so we are starting off with let go. Your spouse describes you as someone who will not hold on to negativity. You know how to transmute that energy, like you don't keep complaining or crying. You would rather forgive and forget. I don't know why I feel this is important to your spouse. They don't want somebody who is cribbing or getting into petty arguments, because they may have experienced that in the past, and it really created a lot of mental blockages. For them, they could not function properly. It may have caused mental health issues. They feel you have worked really hard on yourself to now be in a mindset where you choose to focus on the positive instead of sulking. If you have a fight with your spouse, you are going to take some time off. You are not going to turn it into a war. You have a lot of self-control is what I'm hearing. They have rarely seen your anger. They say you are absolutely gorgeous. Most of what you do is graceful, and I'm getting a really poetic energy. You are kind enough to understand the other side of a story or a situation, which makes you a bigger person in their eyes. You don't jump to conclusions or make your own assumptions. Even when you have been betrayed or hurt by people in the past, it doesn't make you lose your essence, is what I'm sensing, okay? And I feel somehow this is really important to them. This kind of maturity is something they truly love and admire in you. Okay, so here we have the Chariot. Your spouse feels you are crazy. At times you are carefree, nonchalant, nothing really matters, and the next you are geared up for adventure. You showcase a go-getter attitude, sort of like nothing can stop you. So they feel you are really crazy. You have a very strong determination. If you have decided to do something, it's very difficult to change your mind, and sometimes you are too courageous. It really scares them. They feel you generally make decisions in alignment with your values. They describe you as somebody who is headstrong, quite unpredictable, because you are not vocal when it comes to sharing your feelings, plans, ideas, unless you have everything figured out. I'm also getting somebody who talks less, or you like to keep it short and quick. Small talk is not your thing. One of those people who would pick up the phone and say, "Hello, how may I help you?" Really straightforward. We have two knights here. We have the Knight of Rods and the Knight of Swords. Interesting. Two knights, and we also have a king. So two knights and a king. A strong connection to the masculine energy. I feel you are always prepared. There's a sense of being ready. If you have watched Friends, the TV show, there's an episode where Ross asks for a lip balm, and Phoebe has a bag where you will find everything: a shoe, an egg, a goldfish. So I just got that energy, okay? You always come through for your spouse every time they find themselves in a tough spot. And it's funny because they think it's super cute. They say you are detail oriented, organized, and you are really impatient. You could have OCD, so that is one way you like to exercise control. They also feel you tend to act impulsively at times. You just want to reach your goals as soon as you can. And they may often tell you to slow down. I strongly feel you could be an anxious individual. Probably your spouse does not quite understand how you operate. Either there could be an age gap, you could be younger and they are older, or they are really calm and you have a lot of energy to keep moving. They describe you as somebody who feels too deeply. You are compassionate and you are quite and you are quite transparent about it. They feel you have too much to give and sometimes you don't understand what you should leave at the moment. You may like to shop as well, but you are the sort of person who loves options, variety, different possibilities. You may get bored easily, and your spouse is quite aware of that. I don't know why I'm getting this, but they describe you as somebody who is not a decision maker. You may get overwhelmed or confused, or you take too much time. So your spouse is the one who takes the lead, and they feel particularly happy because you like their taste, or whatever they choose works out for you. And of course, you appreciate them. They also feel you complement each other, and the best part is you allow them to help, guide, or assist you. You are not usually competing with your spouse in everything. So that is a relief because you are open to learning without feeling embarrassed. You would easily say, I don't know. Would you enlighten me or teach me how it's done? So you are not the I know it all kind of person. I feel they think it really works well in their favor because they don't want a know-it-all, overconfident person who is always belittling them on every occasion. That this could be a legitimate fear for them. Needless to say, they see you as a super confident human being. You are extremely hot, sharp nose, strong jawline. They feel you inspire a lot of people without necessarily being in the forefront. Your energy, outer appearance, conveys a sense of sincerity and passion. They often describe you as someone who steals the show without saying a word. They also feel you have a strong personality. Your demeanor, your mannerism is really polished. It's very proper. You don't have to do much to win someone over, even if they are opposing you. You are also great at supervising, organizing a party or an event, or simply managing people. They feel you really love people. You are social, friendly, and music is an integral part of your life. You could be a songwriter or a singer. They also feel you have the best playlist, or you could have written a song for your spouse, and they really cherish that. They describe it as the most special thing you have done for them. They simply love your choice of song or the way you sing around the house when you are doing, your chores. For some of you, you could be a trained singer. You have been to music school, or you love musicals, theater, Broadway shows. You could have performed as well. Yeah. Your spouse would describe you as somebody who gets clarity, inspiration, and their drive from songs or melodies, or you often use music to heal yourself or calm down. I think it's fascinating for your spouse because you two have different taste or interest, or the way you function, maybe connect with yourself, is not the same. Your spouse would make notes or a to-do list to end their confusion or get clarity about the next steps. And on the other hand, one of the ways you transmute energy could be through music. Okay? They love that you are hardworking and you want to do things right. If you put your mind to something, you will use your skills and resources to your advantage. So one of the things they genuinely admire is that you are cautious about the way you spend money. You understand the value of money. You like to live comfortably, not luxuriously. I am also sensing you do not buy expensive products. You are not super brand conscious, although you do enjoy local craftsmanship, something which is not mass produced, one of a kind. And I feel the shift for some of you could have happened because of your spouse. They make budget friendly or environment friendly choices. But this energy could also be reversed. And I feel what they enjoy most is that you grasp everything at a fast pace. You are also quick to understand most things, even without context. If somebody is saying something, maybe just a story without the beginning or the end, you will know what they're talking about. I'm also getting some of you know sign language, or you are multilingual. You could be educators, a teacher, professor, counselor, or perhaps you are good at taking hints or reading a room. If somebody is trying to communicate through gestures, without words, you will most likely understand what they are trying to say. They feel you have a massive amount of talent or skill set, something which they find is quite impossible. It's crazy for them to think that you speak 4 languages, or you know sign language, or you can read people's mind. They would often say to you, you are breathtaking, and you quite literally take their breath away. Or maybe they say you are a gem, and you have to understand when they say it, they genuinely mean it, because they are often in awe of what you do and how much potential you have. They're often surprised. They're often surprised by how you bring a different angle, a different story to a situation or an idea, because I feel your spouse has a very set ways of thinking. They're all about structure, following a pattern, without questioning or trying to bring changes in the way they think, approach, or do something. So you sort of give them a new perspective, a new line of thought. You could be a wonderful combination of fire and water energy, while your spouse could be an earth sign. They are methodical, but they feel your energy is exactly what they need to be a better person, to grow out of their comfort zone, be a bit of a risk taker. You are a different mood for your spouse, and that's why it works so well. They describe you as the most vibrant and alive part of their life. So let me just say, losing touch with you would mean a beautiful part of them is gone forever. I feel in a lot of ways they will be dependent on you, although it may not seem like that. Um, they would always want to make you happy, to show how grateful they are because they found their soulmate. Yes, they are incomplete without you, and this is the perfect way your spouse would want to describe you. Okay, guys, so this brings me to the end of your reading. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment to let me know what did you like, how it resonated, and subscribe if you haven't already. Become a part of this beautiful and growing community. Thank you so much for being here, and I am sending lots of love and light to you. Take care.